happy you're well. Yes, that's good. So, love. Love is something that, you know, it's everyone's been in love at some point, you know. But recently I fell in love with a girl's back. Oh, she walked past us right in the Baltic, right? She was a stunning woman, you know, and she had a backless dress on. I thought, God, I love her. You know, I never saw her face, but she had a grade A back. You know, sort of backs where you think, ooh, that's a good back. I never met her, you know, but now in my head I just thought that, you know, that one moment I just thought, I was in love with her for about 2 minutes, you know. I don't know if anyone else has been in love with her back. You don't have to hold your hand up and all, because you probably haven't, you know. Who's ever been in the toilet? Hey, all again, everyone's the same. Men, right, when we go to the toilet, right, you've got like a urinal, you've got a cubicle, right? And I went to the toilet and the urinals were busy, so I thought, oh, I'll have to go to the cubicle, right? This guy who was in the cubicles he just fucked the rules, right? He had the door open, which I think's, you know, it's fine, I wouldn't do it normally, right? But he had the door open and he had his pants down whilst having a wee. What's going on there? Shut the door and put your pants, you don't need it, we've got boxes. You know, he just didn't care. You know, he's flouting all the rules. It reminds us of this kid when I was at junior school. Everyone's been to junior school. I'm not going to ask if you've been to junior school. But anyway, there's this kid at school, right? And you know when you go to the swimming pool when you're in junior school and you have to go through that awful water that's supposed to clean your feet. It's always like got full of like plasters and that. You know, it's horrible. Anyway, he walks through the water with 2 Veruca socks on. Pretty scruffy, you think. Yeah, he was, right? So he gets in the pool. Everyone else is just minding their own business, swimming away, doing a bit of float business, you know. And everyone goes, ah! And everyone starts moving out the way and thinking, what's this? And they realise he had no pants on. And he was going, look, I've got 2 Veruca socks on. Yeah, but he got no pants on. He just didn't learn the basics. 101 of pants. You know, he was just an absolute freak. I don't know what he's doing now. He might be a porn star. I don't know. You know, he probably is. When you first get introduced to someone, like this girl introduced me to this guy, and straight away I thought something's wrong with this guy. But you know, is it my place to say it? And I realised what it was. He had food on his face. Oh, you know, it's a difficult conundrum, because I was thinking this lass who just introduced me should say, oh, by the way, you've got a bit of food on your face. And it wasn't happening. So I thought, well, what do I do? Do I just think, right, he's going to go into a business meeting covered in shitty face, you know, what do I do? So I went, you've got food on your face! You said, sorry, what? When you've got cake on your face? And he thanked us. So if you learn anything tonight, if someone's got food on their face, always tell them. I'm not going to ask anyone if they've ever been involved in role play, because this is where it's going now. There's no linear narrative, it's all crazy. This girl I was going out with, she said, oh, are you into role play? And I said, oh, well, it's worth a try. She said, you know, I really like Freddy Krueger. Oh, that's fair enough. Well, I like them films as well. Said, but no, in the bedroom. Oh, you know, it was a nightmare. I do apologise, I'm sorry. But yeah, so basically it was just her just horrible with the claw and that, you know, it wasn't sexual. It was just an absolute gore fest. But when you have like incidents like that, you've got to have a safe word apparently, and I've learned this, you know, I've Googled it. You know, role play, Freddy Krueger, straight first thing, safe word. So, the safe word most people would be stop! But it's pretty standard, you know. But I thought I have to have an obscure thing that's just going to really stop, because this could messy. I could die through this role play, you know. So I thought I have to have something. So I you know, involved in a bit of, you know, I'm just going to do a bit of movement, you know, sexual movement. That's what a sexual movement is. And I went, Caramac! And she went, what? What? And I said, Caramac! I said, I had to choose an obscure chocolate so you'd stop. Because only grandmas know what Caramac is, because if I shouted boost, I would be in the mortuary. Oh, it'd be a nightmare, you know. Right, where am I going to go now? I'm going to try and remember. Yes. Anyone ever been to a networking event before? They're quite wonky, twonky sort of media things where you kind of go and meet people who are in the media or in the industry, and you have to go, oh, what do you do? And stuff like that, right? Anyway. So I go to this room and there's people having a networking event, and I saw this really like miserable man in the corner. He was sitting there all miserable, and like he wasn't weeping, but he might as well have been. No one was talking to him and that, right? And then I saw this glorious thing, right? He took his jacket off, right? He said, he took his jacket off, and he had a reversible jacket on. Can you imagine that? It was amazing. I've never seen a reversible jacket. The reversible jacket, it changed from like a normal jacket to a jacket like Kevin from Coronation Street, like battered and shit. But honestly, hoodie to the B, women were loving him. They were around him. He was getting free drinks and everything. So, you know, I don't know where you get reversible jackets from. I would love to know. But, you know, it works for him, you know. This is not sexist, this next comment, right? Because this is men or women. Have you ever seen someone who's got a really long arse? Not fat, a long arse. Because, oh God, it was terrible, you know. Because some people have fat arses, men or women, you know. But a friend of mine said, oh yeah, I'm just at the Clooney, and he actually texted us and said, oh yeah, there's this person with a really long arse and they're blocking the Clooney up. And I thought, well, that's weird. This is a made-up story, by the way, so don't look it up online. Don't think it's real. I have to find out if the Chronicle have mentioned this long-arse person. Anyway, he said, are you coming to the Clooney? I said, yeah, I'm on my way. He said, don't even try, because the arse is expanded, and it's blocking the whole Clooney doorway, you know. And I went on Twitter, and it had hashtag long arse Clooney. One word. It's not real, remember? Yeah, and it was a nightmare, you know, because this arse was expanded. So in the end, I just went here, because I couldn't get down to this. So if you see someone with a really long arse, be very, very scared. They don't exist. Where I'm going to go now? You're thinking that as well, and I'm thinking, oh, no. Tomorrow, when you work, just try and shout, is Fat Gary in? Because I guarantee you there'll be a Fat Gary at work. Oh, yes. Don't know the department, I'm not like, I can't predict the future, oh, you know, but there'll be a Fat Gary, oh yes. Death, yeah, I'm going to go with death now. It's, you know, it's a thing that, you know, anyone who's been watching Doctor Who, it's been about death, Missy and that, you know. So all stuff recently is about like, ooh, what's going to happen next, heaven and hell and stuff like that. And this friend of mine said to me a really big thing. They said, oh God, I've had a really bad time recently, my granddad's died, and I went, oh right, you know. A normal person would say, oh, well, commiserations, that must be really bad for you. Not me, no. I said, oh right, really, ooh, death, was it a good death? Don't say that, there's no good and bad, you can't divide the death is bad, apparently, you know. So I was like, oh yeah, so I meant, you know, was it like the bad ones, and you know, oh, God, the nightmare. I'm trying to teach you from my things I've done wrong. Basically, that's how I'm working it, you know. Who's ever been to Sunderland? I'm expecting boos. Yay! Good. Well, it's a freakish thing that's happened in Sunderland, so it's all right. I was walking through the bridges, right, and I heard, just walking along normally, you know, as you do, and I was walking along and I heard a barking sound. You know, a pretty standard thing if there's like a blind person with a dog or something. So I carried on walking and I heard it again. I'm thinking this is getting a bit weird, barking in the bridges. So I turned round really quick, like proper kind of sniper quick. Turned round and there was this fat kid in a pram, right? And I'm thinking the barking could not have emanated from the fat child. So carried on my way, you know. And I heard the barking again, and I turned round sharpish, and it was a fat kid barking. Apparently it's the barking child of the bridges. Again, it's not real, don't Google it, you know. But I also went to Eldon Square as well. And in Eldon Square I heard a really odd sound. I heard a meowing sound. And you never heard it, you never hear any cats in Eldon Square. Yeah, exactly. And then I turned round, and it was a meowing fat child. So Sunderland's got a dog child. Newcastle's got a cat child. Again, not real. It just amused me. Just creating this weird shit. I tell you what I've noticed recently. No one ever says, like, you know, when you were younger, people go, oh, watch out for strangers trying to pick you up in cars. Never happens now. Cars just drive past me now. I think I'm too old. When you get to 30, strangers aren't asked, are they really this? Whatever, you know. I'm not interested in you, thanks very much, you know. You've got a nice jacket, by the way. But yes, I was on a date, and it was going alright, you know. And we're talking about bucket lists and stuff like that, and I was like, oh, I really like to go to Italy and that, you know. And she was like, yeah. And then she got really animated. I thought, oh, what's she going to say? You know, I really want to go to India. She went, no, you know, I want to buy a really big kite. The date ended. If someone's top aspiration for life is a really big kite, it's not going to go anywhere, you know. And I decided that, and I might sound shallow. but you know, I've got me levels of kiteness.
How big was it?
Really big. Can you imagine the biggest kite you can imagine? Bigger than that.
That's pretty awesome.
It was pretty big, but you didn't want to go out of time and wear. You just want to have one big kite. It was crazy. I'm going to leave you with this. Again, learn lessons from me. A friend of a friend had an interesting look. You know, and I'm not talking about like, ooh, they're a goth or something like that, just their general face, right? And someone said, oh, do you know such and such? And I was like, oh yeah, the one who's got quite a strange ceramic sort of face. And people were like, what? I was like, oh, she looks like a fat doll. Apparently that's wrong. If you describe someone looking like a fat doll, it's offensive. So apparently that's wrong. So I'm learning. You know, it's all a big journey of weirdness. Thanks very much for listening, Robin. Take care. Thank you.